The Indiana Pacers are now up 3-1 against the Cleveland Cavaliers in the second round. And people calling the Cavaliers frauds, calling them a fake one seed. I don't think any of that is true. And I'm going to get into it now as I talk about. First, I'm going to start with game 4. Then I talk about the other games in this series and why I don't think any of that stuff is true about the Cavaliers. One thing about the Pacers is since January 1st, they were record-wise, they were the fourth best team behind Boston, OKC, and Cleveland. I don't know if that was the right order, but I know the Pacers they had the fourth best record behind the top three teams in the league since January 1st. The offense had been hitting on all cylinders. Like this Pacers team has a very good offense, and this team also went to the conference finals last year. Now, was there some injuries involved? Yes, but you could go down history and look at plenty of other playoffs when people were injured. You can go to 2017, Spurs and Warriors, Kawhi was injured. You can go to 2019, Kevin Durant was injured in the finals. I guess plenty of other times in history where players was injured in the playoffs. So I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. You can make the argument for a lot of people. But in this game here, in this game 4, the Pascal Siakam, he was the one that was getting going early for the Pacers. He had like 10 early points. Now, he just got off to a hot start. The Cavaliers, they had multiple stretches of runs without scoring, went on a 4-minute stretch without scoring, went on a 3-minute stretch without scoring, and stuff like that. It's just you're not going to win that way. Darius Garland was in foul trouble in this game 4. Then you had an altercation with DeAndre Hunter and Benedict Mathurin. I'm glad that Hunter didn't get ejected because he had a right to retaliate. That was a dirty play by Benedict Mathurin. I know they've been going at it all serious, and I don't think neither one of them have been ejected. But when you punch somebody like that, then that's where he deserved to get pushed. And then Miles Turner obviously came in, stepping in for his teammate. Miles Turner and DeAndre Hunter not getting ejected, good. They deserve to stay in the game because it made sense from their perspective. But after the first quarter, the Pacers had a 38-23 lead. They were hitting their threes. They were on fire. I mean, looking at the three-point shooting, and Aaron Nesmith went 2 of 4. And Pascal Siakam went 2 of 2. Miles Turner went 4 of 4. Nembhard went 1 of 2. T.J. McConnell 1 of 2. Thomas Bryant went 1 of 1. He made 1 3. And they shot, as a team, they shot 43% from the free throw line. And then it was, the Cavs had about 9 turnovers in the first half, and they finished the game. Well, that's not even the first half. That was the first half of that was like about a 6-minute mark of the second quarter. They had 9 turnovers. They finished the game with 22 turnovers. Yeah, if I'm looking at that correctly, they had 22 turnovers in the game, and a lot of those were unforced. It wasn't because the Pacers are not a good defensive team. They did have some good defensive stretches. Their full court presses worked really well. They played some great defense in this game. I will give them credit for that. But overall, some of these mistakes that the Cavs made were just on the Cavaliers. Like they just made a lot of unnecessary mistakes and things of that nature. Had Max Strus and Tyrese Halliburton get into it. Didn't really mean too much. Darius Garland, he finished with 4 fouls, I think. No, he finished with 5 fouls. He stayed in foul trouble all night, so he only played 27 minutes. If he wasn't in foul trouble, he probably plays 30 or 35 minutes. And then in the first half, the Pacers are up 80-39. And then coming back from the first half, going to the second half, Donovan Mitchell isn't on the court. And they said he's still in the locker room. He had to go back to the locker room because he was trying to warm up with that left ankle that he had hurt later in the later half of this season. Because Donovan Mitchell missed the last 5 games of the season, if y'all don't remember, due to an ankle injury. So I guess he re-aggravated that, and he wasn't able to come back in the second half. Now, we're down 41, so I don't think he would have mattered too much in a comeback, because we've seen a 31-point comeback, but 40, I just don't think that's possible. I mean, maybe it's possible, it's just not likely. But good thing that he didn't try to come back and didn't try to force nothing, because there's no need for him, if he has an ankle injury, get that dealt with, because he's important as their franchise player. So make sure you get that taken care of. So prayers up to Mitchell. Hopefully he's all right for next game. If he's not, then just heal up and get ready for next season. Because without Mitchell, they struggle without Garland. So just imagine what the team is going to be like without Mitchell. So with that being, then the Pacers, they went on to win by 20. They won 129-109. Because the Cavs in the second half, they started playing really well. The only problem was you couldn't trade buckets at this point because like they were really just trading buckets. They won the third quarter 38-29, won the fourth quarter 32-20. Like they played great in the second half, but they started slow that it didn't matter. So you can't have that slow up a start. And then I get that it was in Indiana, they had home court, but you can't have that slow up a start. And Darius Garland, he shot 6 of 11, played better than the last game, shot 8 of 8 from the field, finished with 21 points and 6 assists. He really stepped it up in the second half. Jared Allen just taking one shot attempt. He needs to be shooting more than one. As a starting center, I don't know if Jared Allen's been an all-star, but he definitely plays like one. He definitely plays like a defensive player of the year caliber guy from time to time. Like he puts up numbers, not like nothing the same, but you got to have more than one shot attempt. Like I'm looking at the shot attempts for this team. Max Fruits only 9, Evan Mobley only 7, Mitchell with 11, but he played 20 minutes, and I guess there was a blowout, but it was some shit, and Mitchell had, did he have no, Mitchell didn't have, no, he had 2 turnovers. Yeah, Max Fruits, Evan Mobley, Mitchell, and Jared Allen all had 2 turnovers. Garland, Ty Jerome, DeAndre Hunter all had 3. DeAndre Hunter got to do a better job of controlling his emotions. He only played 15 minutes, shot 0 of 4, shot 5 or 6 from the free throw line, had those all 5 of his points. Luckily, he didn't get ejected, but they could have went really bad, so he got lucky there. The Cavs team got off to too slow of a start to win this game 4. And then for the Pacers, they had, if I'm counting correctly, 7 guys scoring double digits. You had Aaron Nesmith for 12. Pascal Siakam had 21 points on 9 of 10 field goal shooting. Miles Turner made 4 threes and finished with 20 points. Halliburton had 11 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. But this was a lot. He still only shot 3 of 8, which is 37%. I wish he would take at least 10 shots per game. I know they got the win, but Tyrese Halliburton, who's supposed to be the franchise guy, I want him taking at least, even because on a night like this when the team is hot, I understand that he don't have to shoot as much, but at least 10 shots per game. That should be the minimum. He shouldn't be shooting less than 10, especially in the playoffs. I would, for most players, I'd say 15, but knowing Tyrese Halliburton's play style, I need at least 10 shot attempts. Obi Toppin finished with 20 points coming off the bench. TJ McConnell had 13 points and 8 assists coming off the bench. Like, this team was just on fire. Like I said, they only missed 4 free throws, went 16 of 20. They shot 15 of 35 from the three-point line, making 43% of their field goal, 43% of their three-pointers. They shot 52.7% from the field. You had multiple guys shooting over 40% from the field. Aaron Nesmith shot at 50%, Pascal 90, Miles Turner 53, Nembhard 43, Obi 64, TJ McConnell and Thomas Brown and Ben Shepherd all shot at 50%. Oh, Ben Shepherd, another guy, he had 14 points on 5 of 10 shooting. So I think I miscounted because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 guys scoring double-digit points for the Pacers. James Johnson, he got some clock. No, Pacers fans love him. But this game, it was a way different dynamic from what the other games had been in this series. And that's just a recap of game 4. The Pacers took care of business at home. I did not see them losing both home games. I just didn't think that was going to happen. But really, to get into what I wanted to talk about, the other part of what I wanted to talk about with this series and with the Cavs being this fraud team or this fake 1 seed, the reason why I don't believe that is because in games 1 and 2, in game 1, they did not have Darius Garland. And you can say, well, they beat a fully healthy Cavs team. Well, they went 1-1 versus a fully healthy Cavs team. They went 0-2. I mean, they went 2-0 when they weren't fully healthy. So that should tell you something there. In game 1, this was probably Tyrese Halliburton's best game of the series, either that or game 2. And in this game, they shot 52% from 3. The Pacers were on fire from 3 in that first game. You did not have Garland, so you did not have your primary playmaker in game 1. Sam Merrill started, and he had 6 points in 17 minutes. Mitchell put up 33, Mobley had 20, you got 12 out of Jared Allen, but Max Fruits shot 2 of 9. Ty Jerome, he went 8 of 20, he had a solid game. But it was not enough to overcome they also shot 23% from 3. And Darius Garland stared that provides new looks and open looks for the team, and that's unlikely to happen. And they cannot match the Pacers shooting 52.8% from three. They also shot 93% from the free throw line. That is game one. So, and then in game two, when they also in game two, the Cavs did not have Jared. They didn't have Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, or DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter and Evan Mobley, two great defenders. Evan Mobley is an amazing defender and won Defensive Player of the Year. DeAndre Hunter is a Sixth Man of the Year candidate, and Darius Garland is a multiple-time All-Star. In this game, the Pacers, they played well. They ended up coming back. They were down like 10 or 11, I think, in this game. Tyrese Halliburton had another good game, even though he didn't put up the most amount of points. And when he's efficient, that's when he's at his best. When he's efficient, having double-doubles or close to that, that's when he's at his best. And in this game, Donovan Mitchell had 48 points on 15 of 30 from the field. Went to the line 21 times. And what help did he get? He got some help from Max Strus and Jared Allen. Dean Wade went 1 of 4. Ty Jerome started this time instead of Sam Rill, and he went 1 of 14. Ty Jerome went 1 of 14. That is 7%, and finished with 2 points. So those are the first two games without Garland having their primary ball handler. And then also in that game was closer than game one, and they were missing Evan Mobley and DeAndre Hunter. So they did drop both games at home. They get game three. They get all three of their guys back. You get your Defensive Player of the Year. You get your All-Star. You get your key role player. You get all of them back. And the Cavs dominated this game. Even though Darius Garland shot 3 of 11 and only had 10 points and 3 assists, he provided a whole new look for this team. Because once Donovan Mitchell is on fire, that opens the door for other people. You can get it to Jared Allen and Evan Mobley for some easy buckets. Max Strus is going to be open. Ty Jerome once again played bad and went 1 of 8. But having Garland back, so it didn't matter. Sam Merle went 1 of 5, but you had Garland back, so it did not matter. And then they get dominated in this game 4, which sucks because they're now down 3-1. And Mitchell is also out with an injury now, and he was playing, and obviously he had to play heavy minutes and take a heavy amount. He was taking 29 shots a game, which he should with Garland being out, and even when he came back. And he didn't get close to that tonight as I'm recording this. But they're down 3-1, but I don't think this shows that they're a fraud or a fake 1 seed. I think this is just another case of they had injuries and they weren't able to overcome it. If they lose this series, if Donovan Mitchell doesn't play in Game 5, they're losing that series. I don't see them taking that Game 5 without Mitchell, because I've seen how they struggle without Garland. Without Garland, they lost both games at home. If Garland just plays in one of those games, or if they have Mobley and Hunter in that game too, then they could very well have tied that series. The series could very well be tied 2-2 right now. I think that's what it comes down to. Like, Garland is so important to this team. I think this team is built around him. Mitchell is the best player, but this team is really built around Garland since that's what they got through the draft a few years ago. And him being a second option is great for this team. But if you saw how valuable he is to this team, if they don't have Mitchell, then they're definitely not winning, especially when he's been their MVP this season. You could have made an argument for him in the MVP race, definitely top 5 in that conversation. But they lost both home games without Darius Garland, and one of those home games they didn't have Mobley or DeAndre Hunter. Then they split the series in Indiana. It would have been great if they could have won both, but realistically, did you really think Indiana was going to lose one of these games at home? But I didn't think so. So Indiana is up 3-1. Now, is a 3-1 comeback possible? Yes. If Mitchell is able to go, I think they can do it. But if he's not, and if he's not at 100%, I don't think it's realistic for them to pull this off. I think this might be the end of the series for the Cavaliers, but I don't think it proves that they're a fraud or a fake 1 seed. I think, number one, it shows how great of a coach Rick Carlisle is, because this team, they didn't just lay down, and because everybody was doubting the Pacers. He came out with a game plan. They executed it well. The Pacers played great. Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner, Tyrese Halliburton, them Hart, they've all been doing their things. Even though Halliburton had the 8-point game, he's still been solid overall in the series, and he's helped them get some wins. They're up 3-1. Tyrese Halliburton hasn't been terrible in all these games. So, number one, shout out goes to Rick Carlisle with how this series has been going so far. And number two, like I said, this doesn't prove anything negative about the Cavs. Like last season when they lost to Boston in 5, who was injured? Donovan Mitchell. He had an ankle injury. Was it an ankle injury? I know he had an injury last year and he missed a game or two against the Celtics last year. And I don't think the Cavs would have won that series. I think they could have pushed it to 6 instead of 5. But the game 5 is back in Cleveland. Maybe if they have Donovan Mitchell, they can win it. But the Cavs were the best team in the Eastern Conference through the regular season. They played great defense, and if you watch the games, you would have actually believed that this is a contending team. And even last year, nobody expected the Pacers to go to the conference finals, and they were the 6th seed last year. So they improved and become the 4th seed, and to realistically go back to the conference final. I think we need to start giving more respect to Rick Carlisle and how good of a coach he is. This Cavs team, if they run it back with this same team next year, they're still a contender in my eyes. Because if they lose this series just because they had multiple injuries in the series, that's just unfortunate. Injuries happen all the time. You can't just look at a team and be like, oh, we lost this series, we got upset, so we got to blow it up. No. You had Garland miss 2 games, and you lost both of those games. When he came back, you went 1-1. So you don't think if he's healthy in one of those first 2 games, they don't win one of them? Because I best believe they do. They lost by 9 and they lost by 1. I best believe they could have got one of those games. And it could have been a 2-2 series. Mobley and Hunter both missed 1 game because they had to treat their injuries. Do you want them to play through injuries and make it worse, or do you want them to be 100% healthy? Because I prefer for players to be 100% healthy than rest through injuries. And I don't even know if they're fully healthy with them just missing 1 game. But if they are, cool. So if Donovan Mitchell has to miss some extended time, then prayers up to him. I want him to be fully healthy. I don't want to see nobody trying to rush through an injury and play through it and make it worse. But with that being said, I will say it once again. The Cavs aren't frauds. They just had some bad injury luck. The Pacers are playing great. They've had multiple games where they've just been on fire from 3. And I think this is a testament to how good of a coach Rick Carlisle is. So yeah, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think the Cavs are pretenders, or do you think it's just a case of bad injury luck?